What's up YouTube? XAKucha23 here, and I'm back with another video. Alright guys, I just got done watching TLC. I'm here to give you guys my take and review on the pay-per-view. Before I get into my review, first and foremost, shout out to Reese the Watcher and George Pace for showing their support for my WWE Talk videos. So we get into the first match of the pay-per-view. It was the pre-show. It was Buddy Murphy defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Cedric Alexander. I would say it was a pretty good match, man. You know, the Cruiserweights always bring it. As you can see, Buddy Murphy basically defeated Cedric Alexander in a very good match. Like I said, man, the Cruiserweights always bring it, man. I think the Cruiserweights deserve more time, man. I think they should get more airtime on the pay-per-view as well, because like I said, they always bring it, man. But yeah, as you guys can see, Buddy Murphy managed to retain his belt. So we move on to the next match of the pre-show. It was Elias versus Bobby Lashley, where basically Elias' guitar is basically hanging on the top of the thing, where he basically, the first person to get the guitar wins the match. Basically, not much really did stand out of the match, man. As you can see, Elias beat Bobby Lashley. Then as Elias was gonna get ready to hit Bobby Lashley with the guitar, Lio Rush basically came and started choking, and basically Bobby Lashley beat him up. Then basically Bobby Lashley picked up the guitar and he basically smacked it behind Elias' back, and basically the match was over. Like I said, not really much really stand out in that match. So we move on to the first match of the pay-per-view. It was Carmella and R-Truth versus Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox for the final spot for the who gets the final spot in the Royal Rumble, as that is the Mixed Match Challenge Finals. To say this though, not much really did stand out in the match. I thought it was okay. Like I said, you know how R-Truth does his thing, you know, his little goofy thing, then they started to dance in the ring. But how the match played out, Carmella hits the submission on Alicia Fox, and basically she wins the match for her team, and they both get the final spot in the Royal Rumble, the number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think probably, like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do, but we just have to see though. But anyway, we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It was the Bar defend their WWE SmackDown Championship against the Usos and the New Day. I would say that it was okay match. Really not much really stand out of this match, because like I said, we've seen these same teams versus each other on SmackDown. It gets very repulsive at a time, you know what I mean? But like I said, the only thing I really did like that came out of this match was that Kofi Kingston did that dive from the top of the turnbuckle, and basically he turned without even looking. I thought it was pretty nice. But as Xavier was getting ready to come into the ring, Sheamus hit the bro kick, and basically the Bar retained their tag team championship. Alright, so we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It wasn't really much of a match. It was more or less a beatdown, where the stipulation was if Braun Strowman does not make the 10 count, Baron Corbin basically becomes Raw's general manager for good. So the referee, I forgot his damn name. Man. But anyway, he was counting, and by the time he hit 7, Braun Strowman's music came out, and basically Baron Corbin was calling a man to come wrestle, and Braun Strowman cut a promo. Basically, he said, "You forgot one thing. It's no disqualification match." So Finn Balor, not Cedric Alexander, Apollo Crews, Bobby Roode, forgot the damn Chad Gable, I forgot the damn dude's name. The one who was the referee, it just came to mind. So they all started to get chairs, and they started to beat up Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin went outside the rope. He started a retreat. Kurt Angle's music hits. Kurt Angle took the chair. He started to beat him up. Once again, they got in the ring. They started beating him up again. Kurt Angle hits the Olympic Slam. Braun Strowman comes in and he basically pins him, and he now gets his opportunity shot to versus Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, and that's basically what it was that ended the match. So we move on to the next match of the night. It was Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot, well, basically I would say the Riot Squad, because basically it was just 1 against 3, where she basically put all 3 of them through the table. But I would say it was a pretty good match, pretty good match that I really did like, though, how Natalya took Ruby Riot and just power slammed her right through the table. Like I said, it was a pretty good match. So we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It was Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. I would say this, though, this match was kind of boring. Reason why I say this match was kind of boring is nothing really interesting in this match, because technically we've seen Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre so many times on Raw, man, and it gets way too repulsive. So really, not much really did stand out in the match, but Finn Balor got the win, and then he gets beats up by Dolph Ziggler in the back and stuff. They basically both fight each other again on Raw, which nobody doesn't really care, because, like I said, once again, it's kind of repulsive. It gets kind of boring after a while. All right, so we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It was Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton in a chair match. I would say this match was pretty good. I really did like it, though. The thing that stand out that I like in this match was that Rey Mysterio took the chair and he dived out and he hit Randy Orton with it, and I thought that was pretty nice, man. But as you see, Randy Orton beat it. No, not Randy Orton. Excuse me. Rey Mysterio managed to, because Randy Orton set up 5 chairs in the ring. And Randy Orton was going to try to hit Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio basically did a nice sneak up, roll up, and basically he beat it Randy Orton. Like I said, it was an okay match. Like I said, the thing that I liked was what Rey Mysterio did with the chair when he just died right out of the thing. That was pretty nice. I really did like it. Alright, so we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It was Ronda Rousey defend her Raw Championship against Nia Jax. Like I said, man, let me just keep it real. I really don't like Ronda Rousey as champion, because, like I said, it just does not help the division that much as well. What more can I say? There was nothing really special about the match. You know what I mean? Nothing really didn't stand out. I already gave you my points. I don't like Ronda as champion. It really just holds back the women's division a lot. Really a lot, because we all know Ronda ain't losing that belt until WrestleMania, so we just got to deal with it. But like I said, I'm not really too impressed with Ronda's matches. Say whatever you want to say, but I'm not really impressed with it, because like I said, a few months back, I did give Ronda Rousey her props when she had a good match at WrestleMania, but from there she didn't take over, and you could pretty much see it. She has not been that great. Say whatever you want to say, man, but that's my opinion. Ronda Rousey is just not that great, period. Let me move on to the next match of the night. It was Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. When Daniel Bryan defends his WWE Championship against AJ Styles. I would say, though, it was a very good technical match, man. I really did like how both guys went back and forth. There was one thing I just did not like in this match, though. Once again, it didn't go by the pay-per-view's name. There was just no table sliding chairs involved. If they just involved table sliders and chairs in this match, that match would have been way more better. And the thing, though, is that I just didn't like how the match ended. I just didn't like the way it ended. Good match, bad ending. That's how I could say it. So we move on to the next match of the pay-per-view. It was Seth Rollins defending his Intercontinental Championship against Dean Ambrose. Now, to tell you guys the truth, though, I'll keep it real, though, because basically the fans already tell you how they feel about this match. The match was boring. Just had to be one of Seth Rollins' most boring match that he ever performed, man. It was just nothing really stand out, man. Like I said, once again, It's tables, ladders, and chairs, and it was just none in this match. And the match was just completely boring. But like I said, I'm not the matchmaker. It's Vince McMahon. Like I said, it was just boring. But at the end of the day, though, WWE has plans for Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins is going to be the one to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 35 for the Universal Champion. As we all know, that Seth Rollins is the one who's taking Roman Reigns' spot right now. So they had to give up the belt to Dean Ambrose, you know what I mean? But yeah. But anyway, we move on to the last match of the pay-per-view. It was Becky Lynch defend her SmackDown's Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. As you guys can see, this was one of my favorite match of the whole night. I mean, all three superstars brought it, man. I mean, they basically left their bodies in that match, man. What I liked in that match was Charlotte Flair did the somersault, and she hit it. She landed on Becky Lynch. That was pretty nice. What I did like too was when Asuka was celebrating with the candlestick, Charlotte Flair basically speared her through the barricade. That was pretty nice. But there was one thing I did not like in the match, was that when Ronda Rousey came out, there was no need for Ronda Rousey to come out and spoil to interfere in this match, because the match was already great. I mean, why did Ronda Rousey have to come out and spoil a match like that? You know what I mean? They could have had Asuka be the one to push both Charlotte and Becky Lynch over. You know what I mean? But as you guys can see, with that interference, it helped Asuka become the SmackDown Championship. And I will say this though, I am surprised that WWE gave the belt to Asuka, because for once I'll say this, that Asuka is a good wrestler, but the only thing that I don't like about Asuka is that she can't speak, and basically how she's going to promote herself being a champion, you know what I mean? But I think the WWE gave the belt to Asuka because this is what the fans wanted, you know what I mean? But for me, like I said, I just think that Asuka can't speak, and I don't know if that will help her championship run. WWE should have stuck with Becky Lynch as the champion, but like I said, it's Vince McMahon's decision. But yeah, man, I would say this though, the pay-per-view was just average, very, very average. Like I said, nothing wasn't really too great, man. Like I said, the only match was really the best match of the night was just the main event. That was just it. But the other matches weren't all that great, man. You know what I mean? But I'll give the pay-per-view a 6 out of 10. If you guys disagreed, the comment section's open. You can let me know. As long as respect is rebuilt, I'll agree on your opponent. I'll agree with your opinion. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Stay tuned, because I'll be having more stuff come to the channel. I hope you guys have a good night, man. God bless, and I love you all. Peace.